Hi, I am Pratham. Today in this video, we are going to discuss about the REST APIs in general and why should we use REST APIs. So let's dive into it. So before discussing the REST APIs, I should talk about what are APIs. So APIs are something which is used to communicate between applications. Like I am having a front end page which is acting like a information consumer, and also I have a server which is acting as an information provider, which provides resources to the front end, and front end will display the resources to the user, and in between we have an internet connection. So front end is written in JavaScript and server may be written in some other language like Rust, Java and Node.js. So how can they both communicate with each other? So here APIs helps us to communicate between the information consumer and information provider. So what does API do? So API helps to get the information which is demanded by the front end to show to the user. That information is being fetched by the server with the help of APIs. So you can understand that APIs are just a contract between information consumer and information provider to exchange the information or resources. So now let's talk about REST APIs. So what are REST APIs? So REST APIs are the standard way to communicate between the front end and back end. And the REST APIs are more flexible among the other APIs which is worked over the HTTP protocol. Note that REST APIs are the standard, not a protocol, and HTTP here is a protocol. So what does REST APIs principles tells us? That for designing a RESTful APIs, we should have a common interface for the same resources. Like I have to fetch a data from some website, so here should be a domain name of this server, that is we should know the URI of the server and where the resources are present, and URI are just a unique path for the different resources. Just like we are having a domain, and like I have to fetch a tweets from this domain, and I have a tweet ID. So here I have defined a URI that I have to fetch a tweets of this given tweet ID from the server. This is how the REST API URI look like. So now let's discuss some of the advantages of the REST APIs. As I said, REST APIs have a uniform structure for a common resources. Like if I have to fetch the tweets of different IDs, then I have to make a request at this URI with different tweet IDs. Here tweet ID can be like this: domain tweets 1, then 2, same. So here you can see the structure of this URI is same for common thing. Here common thing is our tweets. So REST APIs have uniform structure, and also REST APIs are help us to decoupling our client and server. So here you can see that we have a front end which is acting like a client here, and we have a server and here, and they are not directly dependent on each other. So when the front end needs information, then it will make an API HTTP request, which is a RESTful API request, sends to the server, and the server will either respond with success or some not found error, that for not for error. As we know that HTTP are also stateless. Stateless means here that when we send a request to the server, then server don't know the information about the front end. because server does not store any information about that request, that this request comes from this particular front-end user. REST APIs are worked over the HTTP request, so REST APIs are also stateless, so it does not require any session storage to maintain over the server. And there are some other ways to authenticate the user, so he can only get the particular resources which belongs to this particular user. Also, HTTP headers make the REST API more credible, like can declare whether the resources should be cached at front end or not. So if server decided that this resource should get cached at front end, so front end will cache that resources, and when next time it try to make the API call, then it will get it from their cache storage, that is local storage. Also, REST APIs supports so many formats, like we can send Python code, JavaScript code, plain text, JSON object, and among them JSON is most popular because JSON is look like similar to the JavaScript object, and JavaScript developers prefers them over others. And that JSON is readable by both humans and machines, so it will be more easier to developer to read the data which comes from the server. And also REST APIs helps us to abstract the information which is not needed to provide between the client and server. Like content has many layers, like Saga layer and Redux layer, then it goes to the component which is then displayed to the user, and at the server there will be more layer, like first this API should get authenticated, and then it goes from some other middlewares, then at last goes to the data resources, and then back to the front end displays that resources as they needed. So RESTful also helps us to abstract the server information from the client information, and vice versa. Also, we can send code across the front end and server using the REST APIs. So in HTTP we have like GET request, PUT request, POST request, FETCH request, and delete method. These all are methods which is being provided by the HTTP and many more, and these methods are used in general to make the REST APIs. So here what does these methods meant to be RESTful APIs, that let's understand it through some example. We have some tweet service, and I have to get a tweet from my server, so I have to make a API call like that, and now I have to fetch for given tweet ID. So here if I make a GET request to it, then it will fetch the tweet of this tweet ID to me, and if I make a PUT request, then it will help me to edit the data of this tweet ID which is being passed through the body of the HTTP. And patch is also helps us to edit the data. So here, like if my tweet is look like ID, that's share count. So if I make a PUT request here, it will just delete this and make a new row with this given ID and user ID, and just increase the share count. If I just increase the share count in the PUT request, while doing a patch request, it does not delete this row, rather than it updates only this share count. So this is depends on the developer how they will use it. You can also do the same thing with PUT, that is we are doing with patch. but this is the actual definition of the put and patch. That put is used for replacing the whole row, but patch is used for updating the certain part of that given row. If I make a delete request here, then it will delete the tweet of this given tweet ID from the database. And at last, if I make a request, now for post request, we don't know the tweet ID because it is not existed in the database. So we have to make a post request to this URI, that is domain/tweets. So as you can see, both has a common interface, that is domain/tweets, and this tweet ID is just used to give direction to this tweets module where it should look like in database for that given ID. So if I make a post request at this URI, it will create a new tweet and return that new tweet to the front end as a resource. So this is how we should design a REST APIs, and most of the developers follows that way to design RESTful APIs, and which is also makes other developers easy to understand their APIs and easy to use their APIs for integrating their application with some other. Like I have to integrate my app to like YouTube API, so the YouTube would have used this standard of designing the REST APIs, so it can be more usable and understandable to the other community developers. So this is all the in general about the REST APIs, and in the upcoming videos we are also gonna to learn how can we design a RESTful APIs from the scratch. So stay tuned with me. If you like the content, please share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.